Want to know how you can gain access to capital to jumpstart your journey to entrepreneurial success? For entrepreneurs who are just starting out or those who have been in business for years, Minority Business Access is your podcast. Welcome to our show, where we will guide you in avoiding the pitfalls and thriving in your chosen business. Now, on to the show with your host, Solomon Ali.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Minority Business Access. It is really a pleasure and my pleasure to have you tune in to learn tips and things of that nature, how to navigate the waters that I've been navigating for many, many years. I hope the information that I share with you today will be extremely helpful to you in your journey and running a business, becoming an entrepreneur, and just trying to avoid all the pitfalls. So again, welcome to Minority Business Access. I look forward to giving you this information and this content. And please, don't hesitate to reach out to us over at solomonrcali.info if you need help with us arranging capital for your business, or if you're an investor looking for the tools and just some educational information on how you should invest, what you should be investing in, and things of that nature. Listen, guys, we're not promoters, we're not brokers, we're not market makers or anything of that nature. We're just giving out free content that you can use to benefit yourselves, your families, and so on. So let's get to the video. Let's get going. We're going to go ahead and go through this, and it's really exciting to learn all this new stuff.
I've had a lot of people ask me recently, Paul, how do you manage to get shares in early stage and startup companies? How do you get in before the public get a chance on the stock market? That's what I'm going to show you on this video. How to invest in companies pre-IPO. Now, pre-IPO means before an initial public offering. In other words,
people, I can't stress this enough, okay? It is extremely important to be able to invest in a company prior to it becoming publicly traded. So that's a private company that's actually about to do either an IPO or reverse merger or a special acquisition company called SPAC. One of those ways to be able to get in on the early stages. Normally you're able to get in when the stock is at a reasonable, very reasonable price and extremely undervalued. And then once it goes public, it goes up tremendously. And you can see literally hundreds and hundreds of % in returns in a very short time. Okay, so it's very important to pay attention to what he's saying right now, because that's where the money is made. If you happen to miss that, it's critical. It's automatic where you're gonna, wrong word, screwed up the word, but screw it. Get in immediately after the company is public. All right? You will still make some money. You will still have some huge gains. It won't be as much as the people who've gotten in pre-IPO or pre-reverse merger. So there you have it. Let's do it.
Words before the general public get a chance to buy these shares on a publicly traded stock exchange. Now, this sort of investing has traditionally been reserved for high net worth individuals, for businesses, for people in the know. But in the last few years, this whole market has opened up, and it's now
high net worth. All right, that's going to be your accredited investors, $1 million in assets. They're not really counting real estate anymore these days as part of your asset to show the $1 million, okay? In the last 2 years, you and your wife have made consistently at least $300,000. You in the last, and I might have that backwards, but it's going to be close enough. You in the past 2 years have earned at least $250,000 consecutively. That's accredited investor. That's high net worth. Okay, so you have to have a net worth of $1 million. All right. Without saying net worth of $1 million. So think about how many of you have that. You have to have income, personal, if you're not married, personal income, $250,000 for the last 2 years in a row. And if you're married, $300,000 for the last 2 years, okay? That's accredited investor, high net worth. Everyone knows what this is, a venture capitalist. If you don't, basically they invest in companies in the early stages. They typically loan private companies money and things of that nature and take an interest within that company. You know, that's one of the things that Solomon R.C. Ali Corporation do. We arrange capital. So we would arrange capital so we could help you to go and introduce you to people like this. Now, again, please, we're not market makers, we're not broker dealers, underwriters, or none of that. We don't do that. What we do is help put the right package together for the right audience, okay? So if you wanted to go and you're looking at high net worth people, we're putting together based on the network of what they're looking for and everything of that nature, okay?
Available to the masses, it's available and it's affordable. I'm going to give you one quick example first of all, just to show the power of early stage or startup investing. Most people who are investing in the stock market will have some shares in Facebook. So let's use that as an example. Facebook floated on the stock market in 2012, and if you'd held those shares for 8 years, you would see gains of around about 770%, a very healthy return and substantially beating the stock market as a whole. However, let's look and see what would have happened if you'd invested right at the start, again, holding for 8 years. You would have made a staggering 10.4 million % growth. Now, this is a real example. This is
Now, guys, I started a private equity company many years ago. It's called Rainco Industries. A really good friend of mine ran that company, and we invested in Facebook, okay? And she did extremely well investing the monies into Facebook. I mean, extremely well. And we invested just before the company actually went public, all right? So, and I think we got the stock at $8, $9, somewhere in there, between $7 and $9. All right, and I think when we got out of it, okay, we got out at like 38 or something like that. All right. So, and I don't know how much of the position we got out of, but we made a ton of money, all right? And that's how important investing in private companies that are going public, okay? And if you miss it before it goes public, it is critical. Your last stand is get it right after it's public, all right? But now, key also to investing is you got to understand, it's the long game, all right? If you're a day trader, this is probably not for you. Go screw around somewhere else. This is really not for you, okay? Because this is for people who are serious about making money. And I know you day traders make good money and everything of that nature, at least within your own minds. Oh, my team said that was a dig at y'all. It was.
This is mind-blowing figures, but very genuine. Every single big business on the planet at the moment.
What type of returns was that?
If you invested right at the start, again, holding for 8 years, you would have made a staggering 10.4 million % growth.
Wait, stop.
Now,
Stop. That's mind-boggling. 10,400% return in 8 years? People, as you can see, it wouldn't have taken much money to become a millionaire if you had gotten in early. And that's what we've been talking about at Solomon R.C. Ali Corporation. I could not have said this or laid it out any better, all right? Get in early. We do the due diligence, people. We do the due diligence on the private companies. We know what the management team is capable of. We know what they're going to do. They have a good track record. We know what the industry is. We know that the company is going to grow. And this company actually went by triple-digit growth. And that's why you hear me a lot of times say triple-digit growth. Very important. This was the return. Holding it 8 years. This is what people made after it was public, getting in that first few months. All right, this is after. So when you guys think I'm blowing smoke up your butt, it's right here, people. It's not just Solomon Ali saying it. You can make those type of returns. Who wouldn't want to make 10 million percent return in 8 years? That's over 1,000,000% return every single year. That's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. That changes lives. And here I am only talking about anywhere from 200 to 3,000 or 5,000% return on your money, which is still phenomenal. But it's nothing like this or this right here consistent. Well, it's better than this, but you get the point. Okay, I'll take any of these numbers.
Example, this is mind-blowing figures, but very genuine. Every single big business on the planet at the moment, at one point,
look at some
was
of the
a startup.
Look at some. Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Google, Microsoft, Tesla. People, this is what we're talking about. These companies didn't originally come out the gate and were publicly traded companies. These companies were private companies. They relied on the right people, the right consultants to help to guide them and direct them to get public, okay, to perform as publicly traded companies. And that's what we do. Go to SolomonRCAli.info. That's what we do. That's why you're listening to the podcast, Minority Business Access. And don't be selfish, because there's enough out there for everyone. Go tell a friend. They need to be listening to it as well. You know why they need to be listening to it? I'm going to keep this real. They need to be listening to it so that when you make a crap load of money, they're not having to come and borrow money from you, okay? So do the right thing. Help them out today. So when they come and ask to borrow money and they refuse to listen to you, say, hey, Mike, I can't help you. I gave you the information I had. You could be sitting right here with me. So people, do a solid, do a favor for your friend, do a favor for your loved one, share the information. Otherwise, they're coming to you to borrow money. And trust me, I know.
Whilst you shouldn't put all your money in startups, it is definitely worth having a small amount of money in startups as part of your diverse portfolio to make sure that you can catch some of those businesses that could go on and make an absolute fortune. Now, like most people, you may be thinking, but how on earth can I get shares in businesses right at the start? Well, in the last few years, I've been a member with a business club called the Angel Business Club, and they are angel investors. They look for startup and early stage businesses that they can invest in, and then they give the members of the club shares in those businesses. So it's a very simple principle. At the moment, you can join for just £80 a month. So that's less than the price of a chicken sandwich per day. And for that £80, you'll receive £70 worth of shares every month in businesses the club has investigated, researched, and
People, that's what Solomon R.C. Ali Corporation does. We look for companies who are undervalued, who are still private legal entities, who have a good business, a good operations, good management within the right industry that's poised for growth, double-digit or triple-digit growth. Okay, those are the kind of companies we look for. Those are the kind of companies we do the due diligence on. So if you're an investor, look, I'm not going to tell you to invest in them. I'm not. But if you're an investor, guess what you want to do? You want to look and see what companies we're paying attention to so that you can go ahead and jump in there. You know, you don't call us and ask us because we're not going to tell you. But if you go to our website, SolomonRCAli.info, you'll see the companies that we're working on. You'll be like, oh, okay. You'll probably go jump in there because you know we've done the due diligence. You know we've done all the homework and everything on the company. We checked out management. We checked everything out. You know that we're putting a plan together or have put a plan together for them to grow and scale, to do acquisitions, to strategically do joint ventures and partnerships. So you will know that you'll know without a reasonable doubt that that company is going to go from a small company to a fairly large company very quickly over time. Now, very quickly don't mean next month or next year. It just means very quickly, okay? Because everybody still has to do the work in the execution, all right? So you'll know that if you're an investor. But again, don't come saying, hey, we're not promoting the stock. We're not market makers, promoters, or anything like that. We're not underwriters. That's not what we do. What we do is arrange capital for companies that are private companies that are looking to scale, looking to grow. Okay, some of the lenders and investors that actually invest in these companies have a requirement maybe to go public and things of that nature, so that they'll have an exit strategy out. All right, but that's not what Solomon R.C. Ali and from SolomonRCAli.info. That's not what we do. All we do is put the strategy together, consult them. Simple ABCs. We help to arrange capital, whether that's debt or equity financing, okay? We help to consult with companies, and then we help people build wealth like yourself, looking for the right investment and everything. That's what we do, all right? So we're going to get back to it. So now you're starting to probably get it, because this is the first video. I'm not going to say I like this video. I freaking love this video, not just because it supports the narrative that I'm talking about, but hey, I invested, well, not me personally, but my private equity company that I originally formed and started with $250, that in 12 months it was loaning out millions of dollars. They invested in Facebook. And they made freaking huge returns.
Invested in. So we don't need, as members of the club, we don't need any particular skills. A lot of members just join the club and treat it like a savings plan, paying their £80 a month and receiving their £70 per month of shares in early stage companies. Let's have a quick look at some of the companies that the club has invested in. Now, we have companies at various stages of growth. We've got pre-IPO companies at the moment.
They're charging $80 a month, and you will receive $70 worth of shares in companies that they have investigated and done the research and everything on. But hey, Solomon R.C. Ali Corporation, we're not charging you a dime. We just say, hey, we want to educate the world and actually understand it, because we believe if you empower the people will help to strengthen the economy, because there will be more money flowing, there'll be more money being spent, therefore there'll be more jobs created. See, I don't know why everybody don't get that. It's simple arithmetic. If money is flowing, if everyone is making money and everyone is prospering, there will be more jobs. There's not a lack of jobs, okay? There's a lack of opportunity. So that's what we have to work on. We have to teach each other and educate each other, all right, on how to invest, how to make money, all right? So let's get back to the video. Again, we don't charge particular.
There's one such company here called RiderCam. They produce high-definition roller coaster camera movies. They are world leaders in their market, and they're hoping to float on the stock market very soon. And indeed, we have a substantial investment as club members in RiderCam. Then we have the Prime section. These are businesses that are established. They're making sales. Some are heading fast towards profitability. Some are already profitable. But again, these are all pre-IPO companies. They're early stage businesses, and you can get shares in these companies. Now, once you are a member of the club, you do get access to other facilities. You get access to the live weekly webinars, where they very often host webinars with the CEOs and founders of the businesses that the club has invested in. So you can really get up close and personal and find out exactly what is happening with these companies, what they're doing for sales, how they're developing, and so on. So you can really get to understand what the businesses are. Another feature which I find incredibly exciting and brilliant is the trading. So if I want to top up on shares in a particular company, or if I want to sell my shares in a particular company, I can do this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Let's have a quick look here at Smart Trade App. Smart Trade App, a really good award-winning app development company. And we can scroll down the page here. We can see on the right-hand side, these are people selling their shares. So at the moment, I could buy 50 shares at 26 pence each. So it's only a £13 purchase there. There's no commission. These are zero commission fees. So the trading is here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, as I've already said. But if I wanted to sell my shares, these are people willing to buy. So we've got someone willing to buy 23 shares at 23 pence. Another person willing to buy 533 at 22 pence, and so on. So for some people who like to do a bit of trading, then the shares are there. Ultimately, my own personal opinion is that you should take the long-term view with stocks and shares, and certainly with these early stage and startup businesses, but there really are some very exciting companies in there. In terms of performance, the Angel Business Club.
Go to solomonrcle.info. All right. We don't recommend a stock or anything of that nature, but when you get there, here's what you're going to see. You're going to be able to go to a platform, put in a stock symbol, buy the stock, sell the stock, things of that nature. All right. Now, I'm not sure if it stays on our platform or it goes to a different platform. It probably goes to a different platform that's more secure or whatever. But you'll be able to go there, do your due diligence, look at what the recommendations are, even look and see what we're doing. Use our due diligence on various companies as a model to do your due diligence and make your investments. That's huge. That's extremely important for you to know and something for you to be able to do as a tool. For the same information that they're charging you 80 pounds, they're over in Europe, okay, and we all know 80 pounds is probably equivalent to about $90, $95 US. So for what they're charging you, you go to solomonrcle.info and you're not paying anything. And you get the same information. Okay, you can do your due diligence. We're doing the due diligence. People, understand something. They haven't said who put their programs together and things of that nature. People, I've been an officer and director of 3 publicly traded companies. Of the 3, two of them have led the industry and cornered their industry. One was one of the largest minority energy companies in the United States. The other, smart home technology, that's us. We license that technology out to some of the largest companies there is. Ring, that's owned by Amazon, CPI, Heath Cove, and the name goes on and on and on, Skybell. So people, I know what I'm talking about. When we do due diligence and when we do a strategy, it works. It works. It ain't no fluff about it. Okay, when you throw me the ball, I'm catching the ball. One of my team members said, so I'm going to just knock on some wood right here. I'm going to catch the ball. Okay.
So far, in its 5 years of existence, has invested in
People, please understand, investing is a long game, not a short-term game. It's a long game. That is why it is so critical. It is so critical. Please do your due diligence. Do your homework. You have to know what's going on with the company that you're investing. Everyone thinks it's a secret. Warren Buffett has shared it over and over and over again. People, it's a long-term game. You get tax advantages if you're holding it over a year. So why would you just give money away? You get a tax advantage if you hold it over a year. We try to educate you and teach you if you're an investor, if you're looking for the right companies and things of that nature. Again, we're not promoters, we're not market makers, we're not broker dealers. We don't particularly care what stock you invest in or recommend any stocks. That's not what we do. We try to educate you so you understand how to invest, how Solomon R.C. Ali did it, why I did it the way I did it. And the first step is due diligence. Investigate the company, understand the industry, understand the company, understand the management philosophy, okay? Understand whether or not the financials make sense. Look at the competition within the industry, not just the top 2 or 3 companies, but the top 5. Okay, those things are important because you need to be able to hold your position with confidence. You need to know no matter what type of news, whether it's negative or positive, that comes out, you need to have the confidence to know how to hold your stock and why you're holding it. This is critical. See, this is what Solomon R.C. Ali Corporation does. We help people like you and myself and my team to make and create wealth. But it starts with educating you, educating ourselves about the companies that we're looking into. And then we share that information, okay? We don't charge you for that information. We don't want anything from you. We don't take a fee or a percentage of your profit. We don't want anything from you. If it's a good deal for you, great. That means our economy is going to be stronger. That means you get to live the American dream. That means you get to do certain things that you didn't think that you could do and things like that. Okay? People investing is long term. If you do like some of the day traders that I know, that's really good friends of mine, what you're going to find is they pay more in taxes because they're always flipping stocks. And most of the time, they're not really making a really great living. Okay? They make a good living, but they're not making a great living. Okay? And it takes some years to figure it out. People, you don't want to play that game of chance. You can do that in Las Vegas. What you want to do is know that when you make a sound and an informed decision, you have a chance of your money coming back with friends. I've told you guys over and over and over again, one of the books that I love is The Richest Man in Babylon. There are some simple principles in there. One is to put your money to work. Find a job for your money so that it can bring back some friends. Don't put it at risk. Don't throw it to chance. Don't entrust it with fools. Okay? So we're going to get back to the video. I hope you're really paying attention and listening to me because this stuff is really critical. This is how I do it. This is how I do it. Okay? I have this funny looking car. You know, everybody liked the orange seats in my funny looking car. In fact, I like the orange seats in my funny looking car. It's a cool car. You know, when I first drove it, I said, man, this car drives like butter. It's smooth. But it's a funny looking car because those orange seats, boy, they see me at a light and they stop, everybody's looking and they're like, wow, it's a nice car, it drives like butter. Let me show you how to get one. Let me show you how to get one. Let me show you how to use the education that we're teaching you, to use it as part of your arsenal so that you can know how to do your due diligence. See, that's what we're going to teach you. I'm not going to teach you how to invest. You're going to figure that out all by yourself because guess what? You know when you do the due diligence, you know what you're looking for. And you know if, hey, that company don't meet that checkoff list, you're going to pass on it. Some of the best investments are the ones you never do. But if it meets that checkoff list, management, you can check that off. The industry, the company growth, company reinvesting, and all these things, and some other facts. If you can check those things off, you're going to be like, oh, wow, I got a 60-70% chance to make huge returns on my money, especially long term. So that's what we're going to try to teach you and share with you.
But there really are some very exciting companies in there.
Without charging
in terms of performance, the Angel Business Club so far in its 5 years of existence has invested in 18 early stage and startup businesses, and 3 of those have already floated on a public stock exchange. So their success rate is incredibly high and very attractive. If you fancy the idea of getting in
listen there. They invested in 18 companies. and 3 of them were public. How many companies did I say I sat on the board of and was an officer of? 3 publicly traded companies. And of the 3, what did I say we've done? 1 was the largest minority energy company in the United States of America. That's huge. That's huge. That's significant. The other controlled the intellectual property for smart home technology and licensed it to companies like Ring, who is owned by Amazon, CPI, Heath Cove, Skybell, and the list goes on and on. That's critical. See, we're not guessing here. Solomon Ali is not guessing. I'm sharing the strategies that I have used to help 2 publicly traded companies, to help 2 of them do extremely well in the marketplace. Extremely well. That's what I want to help you do. Show you what it is that we've done, how we actually do it, why the due diligence is so important, okay? Because you don't want to be caught up on all that hurrah. What you want to do is understand the business itself, the industry, the management philosophy, and you want to be able to hold your position with confidence. You want to know without a shadow of a doubt that you're going to make money. I don't look at a stock once I buy it, people. Once I buy it, it's over with. Why? Because I've done my due diligence. I'm not going to look at that stock every day. I'm not going to look at that stock every week. I'm not looking at the stock every quarter. People normally run to me and say, hey, the stock is doing this or it's gone down by that. What are you going to do? I'm saying, laugh, hold my position, because I'm comfortable with my homework. All right? I'm comfortable with my research. Okay? And you have to be that way too. If you're not comfortable with your due diligence, don't buy a stock. Don't invest in a company. Go stick your money up under the mattress. Go bury it in the backyard. I don't know what to tell you. I know what the story in the Bible said. They took it from that person that did that and gave it to the one who multiplied it. Okay? People, this is not rocket science. It does require work, and it requires a lot of work. And if you're afraid of hard work and you're afraid of doing the work, this is probably not for you.
In these companies that could become tomorrow's huge success stories, then I've got a link in the description where you can join the club today. It comes with a full 14-day money-back guarantee anyway. So register and join the club.
See, people,
choose your subscription level.
These guys did a really wonderful job, but everybody's trying to sell you something. Everyone's trying to sell you something. Let me tell you a story. The first publicly traded company that I went to work for, I went to work for them for a promissory note. They're supposed to pay me $250,000, if I did the job. My job was to arrange the capital and get them financing to help them to scale. That was my job. I made almost $1 million being able to convert my particular promissory note into equity based on what the company owed me in the job that I had done. No one has ever questioned whether or not Solomon R.C. Ali had raised the capital, has strategically positioned the company and helped its management team to position and poise for growth. No one ever said that I haven't done that, because that's what I have done for 2 of the 3 publicly traded companies that I was an officer and director of. So, listen, you're with us, you're listening to Minority Business Access. My team put Minority Business Access together so we could have a way of giving back, of sharing, information and content with you, okay? And we're really excited and thrilled about doing that. But please, you got to understand, we're not trying to sell you anything. I'm not trying to get you to buy a company that I'm looking at or doing due diligence on. I'm not trying to get you to buy any other stock. What I'm trying to do is share information with you that will be beneficial to you, that will help you create your own legacy within your family, for your kids, for your grandkids, okay? And please, share this with your friends. That is vital. Share it with your friends. Here's the only reason I say that, right? Here's the reason I say that. If you make a ton of money, your friends will come to you and ask to borrow money. They will come to you because you'll be the wealthiest person they know to get help. Why not help them do the same thing? Why not just help them do the same thing? So then that way, you guys can partner together, you and your friends and family members can partner together and make investments in various companies and create even more wealth. That's how you do it, people. Create your own community. Okay? And I'm not talking a housing community. I'm talking a community of like-minded people who think alike, who have the same common goals. Create your own communities. So see, rather than me being a lone wolf, I'd rather share all the knowledge and everything. So there's a whole bunch of it. So if I do come up with a good idea or see a really great opportunity, people look at it and say, oh, wait, you know what? That's Solomon? Yeah, let's go. Say it won't be no thinking about it. Or if I know that you guys have followed the strategies and everything and you can show your portfolio and you call me up and say, hey, and I'm going to be like, guess what? Let's go. Okay? Because I know that you know. I know that you've done the due diligence. I know that you're not lazy. People, very important. Listen, I want to thank you guys so very much for tuning in to Minority Business Access. I hope this has been some help. You know, it gave me goosebumps thinking about Facebook because we made a lot of money in Facebook, a lot of money. And they said people like me that look like me don't get those type of opportunities to invest in the early stages. At SolomonRCLlee.info, go there. We will show you where those opportunities are. It's up to you whether or not you invest in them or whether or not you want to be a part of them. We're not recommending that you do any investing. We're not recommending or selling you anything. We don't need to. But what we do need to do is help our brother, help our neighbor, educate them so that they can do better. So thank you guys for tuning in to Minority Business Access. Thank you so very much. Thank you. And oh, by the way, I have a book coming out late 2021. It's a must read. It is a must read. It will help you and guide you through the minefields. It will guide you through the minefields. I am going to say, I love this book here, The Richest Man in Babylon, and Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun, and a couple other books, The Intelligent Investor, things of that nature. Okay, and Warren Buffett's, few of his books I just love. This book will be equivalent to that, to those books, if you're looking to make money. Now, I need you to understand something. I hold no college degrees. None. Nada. Everything I learned by paying for it, trial and error. Stumble, bumble, and fall. And that's why I'm so passionate about this. I know where the minefields are, people. When they say education, lack of education is expensive, they're not lying. Okay, it is. Don't do it the way I did it. You don't have to. We live in a new age. At my age, we didn't have technology where we can have a podcast and information can be freely shared. We didn't have that. We didn't have the internet back then. Okay. We had no way of basically sharing this type of information with other people. Now we do. And I'm sharing the information of 34 years with you. 34 years. I've been raising money for companies for 34 years. For my companies for 34 years. I've gone through the ups and the downs, building companies up. A lot of you know I don't like startup companies. Why? Because I started so many of them and they fail. Because 9 times out of 10, they're going to be undercapitalized. What I will tell you to do is go buy you a company. A group of young college kids asked me, what should we do? We're about to graduate. What should we do? Here's what I told them. Find yourselves a good jobs. Stay in contact with each other. Pull your resources together along with your credit and buy a business. When you buy that business, each of you donate so much time to that business every month. Then the next year, buy another business. And the next year, buy another one. That will be the best retirement that you could do for yourselves and your family. Buy an existing business with a group of people that you like. Well, I can't trust them. Yes, you can, because everyone gets only their fractional ownership. So if John puts in $1,000 and Tim only puts in $200, they get their pro-rata share, people. So you can trust them. Get the stinky thinking out of your minds. Get rid of the fear. Pull your money together with your group of friends. If you're college kids getting ready to graduate, pull your money together. Look for a good business to buy. Donate your time to that business so you can cut your labor costs and keep it extremely low. Turn around, buy another business. That will be the best retirement that you guys could do for yourselves. It will create an additional income for you. It will help you to buy houses. It will help you with your medical. It will help you all the way around. Listen to what I'm saying. It's that critical. If you're a CEO wanting to scale your company and banks have been telling you no, and you just haven't been able to put the formula together, pick up the phone. Well, don't pick up the phone because we won't answer the phone. But go to our website, solomonrcali.info. One of my team members will get back with you and get you going. Take you through a due diligence process. Yes, we're going to take your company through a due diligence process. We're going to do that. Because we have to know the ins and outs of your business. We have to know what you know about your business, and more so where your strengths are and where your weaknesses were, so that we can shore those things up and create a real strategy based on what's going on in your industry. And I'm sorry to tell you, if you're on cloud 9 because you've been smoking that funny stuff right about now, okay, I'm going to tell you, hey, it's not the time. You can't do what you're looking to do. We're going to be honest with you so that you're not wasting your time. You're not wasting our time, okay? You're not wasting people's monies and things of that nature. But when it's time, if you're ready, and it's go time, all right, we're going to go with you. We're going to arrange that financing for you. We're going to help you to get there. We're going to create one of the best strategies there is, looking at it from my lens, okay, how to scale and to grow your business. Everyone that knows me say I have a really unique way of looking at things. I don't think I'm any smarter than anyone else. I don't know what makes me unique. But evidently, how I see things, I always think it's just normal. But other people are like, Oh, wow, I never thought of it that way. Okay. I had a custom home many years ago in California. This is a true story. The guy came and we're putting in floating stairs. Okay. And it was like, wow. And he had been doing this for 30-something years. And he couldn't figure out a problem that was very complicated in these floating stairs. And then I told him, well, come back, sleep on it, come back tomorrow. He came back tomorrow, and I said, well, can't you do this? And I told him exactly what to do, and he looked at me real strange, and he said, I never thought of that, and I've been doing this for 30-something years. He said, that may work. Let me try it. And he tried it, and it worked. And we're all saying it worked because the stairs all stayed floating, doing what they're supposed to, and none of us ever fell down the stairs, okay? People, I do have a unique way of looking at things. Maybe it came from the struggles in my life. Maybe it came from whatever. I don't know. I like to believe that it came from God giving me something. Just being a man of faith, all right? I'm not here to talk about faith. I don't care what your denomination or none of that is. What I want to do is help you. That's my calling, is to help you. Do your due diligence, make some money, take care of your family, especially if you look like me. The first private equity company I started, people, was $250. We were loaning out millions of dollars inside of approximately 12 months. That's unheard of. Of the 3 publicly traded companies I was a part of, 2 of them dominated the industry. So I know a thing or two about what I'm talking about. Thank you for tuning in to Minority Business Access. Have a beautiful and a wonderful week. I look forward to bringing you more content, more information. My team, hey, please just call them up, email them, tell them what a great job they're doing, because it's not me doing all this. It's not. They're going out, finding the content that you guys say is relevant for you to know and things that you want to know and hear about, okay? And because of time's sake, they have basically said, hey, it's faster, Solomon, if we just find the right ones for you to narrate, talk about, to help the people. And that's what we're doing, okay? So thank you guys so very much. Stay tuned. We'll see you next week. It's all up to you. You can do this now. You can do it.
You've reached the end of another episode of the Minority Business Access Podcast. Connect with us at solomonrcali.info to leave a review and access more resources. We hope you enjoyed this show and found great value. See you at the next episode.